Welcome to a very special episode of the Blue Mountain Makes podcast. I'm Mary Lynn, coming to you as always from the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, where it is 65 degrees and sunny today, hence the tank top. It's January 2nd. We've had weirdly springish weather for the last couple days, and I think that's my phone. Excuse me. I think we'll be having the same sort of weather for the next couple more days. So, spending a lot of time knitting outside and enjoying it while I can before it gets cold again, and then I can wear my knits. So, today I wanted to talk a bit about my making plans for 2023, and I made a list, and I feel like I'm semi-prepared, but I might ramble a lot, so bear with me. Okay, so, I know everybody usually does like a make 9, and I don't know if it's just because the 9 fits well on the Instagram grid, and that's like where it came from, but I have more than 9. So, got my nice little board. I was watching the right out of my brain Needles at the Ready podcast, and they were talking about the new Freeform app that came on the latest update for all the Apple products, and it's pretty awesome, I will say. I feel like I've kind of slightly organized my life here. So, all right, the first thing that I want to make in the new year, and I actually think I'm going to cast it on, if not this week, then maybe next week, is the Easy V pattern by Caitlyn Hunter. It was a super popular pattern last year, and I've had it on my list to make for quite a while. So I actually bought yarn for that, and I'm being semi-organized and keeping my sweater quantities together so I can remember what I'm using them for. But my main color is this. So this is something for Knit Picks. Help. Simply Wool. They like put the name tag on the inside. Anyways, it's Simply Wool. I've heard good things about this yarn. I have not used it before. It's all natural colors. It's really soft. It smells very sheepy, which I like. It's 100% wool. It's a worsted weight. This is a worsted weight sweater. It's a top-down V-neck. So this will be my main color. And then I think it calls for 3 contrasting colors. And in the pattern, she uses spin cycle. And I'm not going to do that. So for my other colors, also from knitpicks/crochet.com, they are selling barber poled wool acrylic mix. It's 70% superwash wool and 30% nylon. So this will be one of my colors. This will be another of my colors. And I think for the third, I have some fingering weight yarn, like leftovers, and I might use 2 together to kind of marl them for the third color, but I haven't decided that yet. But I have used, this is Chroma Twist. I'm currently using this in a Spark cardigan. And so far, I like it pretty well. I've used the regular chroma in quite a few patterns, and I don't have any issues with those. I think it's very soft. The nylon in it keeps it held together pretty well, and I like these colors. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. That is my first on my list. The next on my list that I think I might actually cast on today is the Sheer V sweater by Jessie Maed Designs. I think it's a bottom up. I'm pretty sure it's a bottom up. My note says it's a bottom up. I'm going to be using a strand of merino fingering weight in a gray, and then I also, my dog had surgery. She's very itchy. Hey. She just got out of the cone of shame not too long ago, so having access to her head's pretty exciting. Okay, that's good. Your ear looks like poo. Ava, no more scratching. You're just gonna mess your other ear up. Quit. Okay, I'm gonna be using a strand of fingering weight merino that I have left over from drops. It's a superwash that I used to make the ghost horses. Don't have that with me. But in a gray, and then I bought this alpaca, the ball is like this big, and I bought 4 of them last January. I've had them for a year in my stash, so I'm going to use a light gray alpaca instead of a merino, and I don't know how that's going to work with the V part. She has a note in her pattern that if the fiber you're holding together with the wool is too, I guess, hairy, that you might lose some of that V, but we'll see. Which, since it's the bottom up, I won't know till like too late. It's gonna be fine. I don't need it to be super sheer because I think this one I'll actually be able to wear to work. Maybe. My office is super hot, and it being an alpaca, I'll probably like roast to death. But it's so cute, and I saw Casey from Young Folk Knits made this last year, and hers is stunning. And it has waist shaping, which I like because my waist is significantly smaller than my bust, so I'm going to do the waist shaping. So that is pattern number 2. The next item on my to make list for 2023 is the Talvinen sweater by Caitlyn Hunter. It was actually the first Caitlyn Hunter pattern I ever came across. I don't know why I like it so much, but I really like the birds. So that's actually been on my to make list for about a year now. There was a little podcaster. She was British, and I cannot for the life of me remember her name. She only put out a couple episodes, and she made one for her mom, and it was just so gorgeous. She did hers, I think, in a green color. I'll be making mine in a grayish, maybe light cream for the main body, and then I'll have dark gray and gold as my accent colors. And it is a top-down fingering weight sweater, and it's very long and oversized, so that's going to be like a serious, I think, long-term project. So that one, I think I'll probably end up working on it through the summer months so that it's ready for the fall and winter of this fall and winter, because there's no way I'm going to get it done in time to wear it now. Because Virginia, where I live, it usually is pretty cold in January, February. We get most of our snow in these 2 months, and then by March it's like cardigan weather, especially for me because I tend to run pretty hot anyways. So that having been said, that is number 3. Number 4 is the Single Malt by Maxim. I've been eyeballing that pattern for a really long time. I think it's a really good unisex pattern. It's worsted weight, so it should knit up like that. I love the texture of it. Probably I'm thinking I want like a foresty green color for that one. But because it's a worsted weight, I would not be surprised if I could get that done for this season, because I'm also planning to wear a lot of my sweaters over dresses. It's been like a fashion trend I've seen a lot on Instagram and I really like. So I got a linen dress for Christmas that I'm planning to wear stuff with. So whatever color I do, I'll probably do it with the intention of wearing it over that. It's like a bronzy color. So yes, I think I'll probably make it a little bit oversized. In my mind, it's just going to be like a nice, comfy, textury, easy knit. So that is definitely on the way. I'm also going to be making this every time with this Zweig. Ugh. I know I'm butchering that. Caitlyn Hunter. That is another one I briefly mentioned in my last podcast. I do have yarn for that. So it is a top-down fingering weight with a little bit of color work around the yoke, and it's got like some textured patterns to it. So I'll be using this color, Drops Flora, for my main, and then that for my accent. So I'll have those two together. Two things will be very pretty. This one, I imagine I could get by with wearing this in the spring. So this might be cast on number 3, especially because I already have the yarn for it. I could see myself wearing that in the spring, early fall. Could actually wear this one to work, so I don't think it's gonna be that hot, even though Flora is wool and alpaca blend. But it is gonna take a little while because it is another fingering weight. I have a lot of fingering weight projects on here. Fingering weight. So far, the only 2 sweaters that I'm interested in making that are worsted are the Easy V and the Single Malt. So, yay! I like to suffer. Next up, I've got the Goldenfern pattern by Jennifer Steingass. She's actually got a lot of patterns that I really like. I think I want this one mainly because I like that the color work is on the bottom. instead of around the top like most color work is. I don't have any plans as far as like color goes. This will probably be something I start on later in the year. I've had my eye on her patterns for a long time, but I've never tried any, so I guess I'll keep an eye out for like a sale, and then I'll probably just binge buy a lot of them. I do that a lot. But I think the big thing with this is like the color work is it's gonna need the right yarn to really make it, like hers is stunning, but I think if you don't have the right color of variegated yarn to go in that, it's just gonna look kind of bleh. So I think I'm just gonna keep my eyes open, and when I see it, I'll know. You know what I mean? Probably a Malabrigo. I hate to pay Malabrigo prices, but I really like Malabrigo yarn, so the colors are always just so stunning, so that's probably where I'm gonna go with that. And then my last sweater that I have on my to make list, got glitter on me, is the Vildnis sweater by Fiber Tales. It's a light fingering weight, round yoke, top down construction. It's another one I saw that Casey Apple had made. I think she tested it, but that could be a lie. Don't quote me on that. I want it in the same color, the same type of fabric that the designer knit hers in. I think it's so stunning. It just looks like a classy piece, you know. You can dress it up, you can dress it down, wear it with a dress, wear it with a pair of jeans. It just looks so good, and it would be such a staple piece. I need it in my life, but it's another fingering weight knit. And I think that's definitely going to be like a heavier, I imagine, because of the textured yoke and stuff. I would think that's going to be like a warmer sweater. So that might be another one that I cast on late summer, early fall for next winter. So those are all my sweater plans. I do have two. I love shawls. I got one over there. I've worn 3 this morning because why not? I knit them to wear them. I have more shawls than I could ever wear in a week, but I always need more. So I only have 2 on this list, but I'm sure that I will make many, many others. Like right now I've got the Aurora Cabin shawl on my needles, which if you're interested to hear about that, tune in next week. I wanted bold, I got bold. The color choice is questionable. Speaking of color choice and Stephen West, my next want to make is the Vertex Unite, which I think is also fingering weight. It is. I actually wrote that down. It is fingering weight. And I kind of wanted it to be like a stash buster. I do keep all of my extras, which has come in handy because I'm using some of my extras in some shawls I'm making now. But I want it to be the right colors because I don't love his sample that he knit, but I've seen other people's. Again, Casey Apple. So it's like the Casey podcast. It's the podcast about Casey's podcast. She made one a year or 2 ago, and it's stunning. It's like muted colors. It goes with anything. It doesn't so much look like an art piece like when Steven makes his. His looks like you walked into, an upscale museum and his knits could be up on the wall. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I just have to figure it out. I'm probably just going to troll through Ravelry and start picking out pieces of other people's that they've made and try to match up my own colors. I'll probably do like I've been doing with these and just keep it in a bag, and then once I've got all the colors I need, just go ahead and cast it on. Then the other one that I really want to make is the Pressed Flower Shawl by Amy Christoffers. I have kept my eye on that for almost a year as well, and it's so cute, but I need the right yarn. And I think it's another spin cycle yarn project. I don't want to buy more spin cycle yarn. This was very expensive, and that said I wasn't going to do any more for a long time. So, yeah, I guess I'll see how. So the barber pole chroma that I showed you a little bit ago, I've got the Spark cardigan going on my couch right now. So I'll see how I feel about it in that. And then I'll also see how it works up in that Easy V. And if they go well, I might go ahead and just purchase some of that for the color change. But I kind of want to go, I've got this bright shawl, I've got reds and grays and blacks, and I don't have anything that's like a warm tone, like a brown, or maybe she kind of, in her sample that she knit, it's almost like a really muted green color. I don't know. I think I want something a little warmer. I don't have anything warm. I go for a lot of grays, a lot of blacks, whites, which then, of course, in my head, I'm like, what would you wear it with? If you don't have anything else in your wardrobe, it looks like that. But I just really want, that's what I want. Like, in my mind, it's this, like, cozy, warm, wet earth, spring kind of, That sounds weird, but that's just what I want. When I see it, I'll know the yarn, and then I'll just cast that one on. I think that one would go by really quickly, too. It is all over color work, and I think it's mosaic. I don't own this pattern yet, and been waiting till I actually... I own most of these patterns. The only ones that I don't own are Single Malt, Goldenfern, Vildnis, Pressed Flowers, and one other that's on this list. The rest I've already got, and I just haven't made them. Which kind of sounds bad. I just buy patterns, and I'm like, one day I'll get to it. But a sale is a sale, right? So those are my 2 shawls that are definitely on my to-make list. And then I have 3 summer patterns. One of them's kind of a summer pattern that I will definitely be making. And then I'm sure people will come out with some beautiful new things in the spring. I might make a camisole number 5. That's not on the list, but I might make one of those. I didn't last year, like during the whole hype for it, because, it is a very close fitting neckline. And I think even with a sports bra, I think it would show through. So I don't know if I'll actually make it, but they are so stunning and I love to look at them. So maybe I will. Who knows? We'll see. Yes. Okay. First on my list is the Navelli, which I actually have yarn for. This was part of my birthday gift this year, and then I put in an order from crochet.com and they had free shipping. So I was like, oh, I'll just buy the rest of that. So this one is bottom up, I think. I didn't check that. And it is a fingering weight, so I'm going to do the body of it in this Noro yarn. It's a cotton, silk, etc. blend. Cotton, viscose, silk, and polyamide. And it's really pretty. That's going to be the body of it. And then I'm trying this out for the first time. This is Comfy. I got it from crochet.com. And this is a 75% PML cotton, 25% acrylic fingering weight. I don't love them by themselves. They're just, especially next to that Noro. It's like, But this is for the color work band at the bottom. So I don't think I think that the color work itself will make these shine, whereas the Noro is just the plain, stockinette. So I think that'll help it shine on its own. So I think that'll work out pretty well. This is probably going to be a March, April cast on. I don't think it's going to take me very long. I have the pattern, but I haven't really looked at it, but it looks like it's just get through that color work band at the bottom and then just knit straight up, just split for the sleeves, and then just attach. So I have a feeling it's going to go like that. Final words, right? Famous last words, whatever that saying is. We'll see. Okay, next on my list is a designer and a pattern I'd never heard of. It's called the Provence top, and it's by I'm gonna really ruin this, but Ekaterina Vorobeva. Never heard of her. Never seen this before. I was watching a podcast last week, I think, and a girl was doing her year in review, and this was on her list, and it just looks so... I can just see me on the boat. I'm going to be on the boat on the lake this summer, and I'm going to be wearing this top, and I'm going to look so chic and cute, and I'm going to wear, my little Sperry boat shoes, and I'm going to wear my ripped boyfriend jeans and be chic and also kind of cash. I've got the vision. I'm pretty excited about this one. I think it's really pretty. And the podcaster I was watching, I cannot remember her name for the life of me. She left the sleeves off, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not big on especially if it's a short sleeve drop shoulder, I do not like to add the sleeves. So I'll just cut it off, and the way it drapes down, it looks like it should end about here. So it's going to look like a slouchy t-shirt anyways. I think it's gonna be great. I'll probably do it in a cotton mix of some sort. I think it's worsted weight. That's gonna be a breeze. And that lace at the top is so pretty, and the way that it has that V-neck, I think it's just gonna be so pretty. I can't wait. I could even make it as like a bathing suit cover. Oh, I'm pretty excited about that one. I won't lie. I really like being able to find new designers. Like sometimes I just go through when I'm bored and I'm tired of Instagram. I'll just pull up the pattern page on Ravelry and just get off of the first like 10 pages and just keep going and going and going and going. And there's all kinds of really cool stuff out there. I mean, obviously. But I think when you get those big designers, which, I mean, clearly I've fallen into that hole, but they do tend to kind of outshine some smaller designers. So I think that might be a good goal for next year, that anything, just keep my eyes open, and try to support a variety of people, because I do a lot of Andrea Mowry, I do a lot of Stephen West, I do a lot of Caitlyn Hunter, although Caitlyn Hunter's pretty much my favorite. So until I've knit all of her things, I think she's still going to be at the top. But anyway, sidetrack. My camera's doing this really fun thing where it just cuts off like without warning. So I'm not really sure where that got cut off. Maybe it's time for a new camera. Anyways, the last item on my list for 2023 is the Salty ART by Samantha Guerrin. It is a fingering weight top-down texture. I shouldn't say texture. It's like a lace yoke pattern. I test knit for Samantha last summer. I did the main squeeze shawl, and this was like my reward. So I picked out my free pattern, which was the Salty ART, and I bought yarn to make it last year, and I bought like a wool acrylic mix. And when I got it home, I was like, what was I thinking? This is like the dumbest. What? What was that?
Still on it.
What is that? Oh my god. Whoops. That was a cereal, my iPad. I don't know what she was looking for, but she was on it. That was spooky. Anyways, I bought wool for it, and it's definitely a summer t-shirt pattern, so I don't know what I was thinking. So that ended up going into my Alpenglow sweater this year that I made, and I bought some linen quill that was on sale with the intentions of doing a half and half triangle wrap, but I only bought one color. But it's enough yardage for the Salty ART. So it's a wool blend too, but it's not wool and acrylic, so I think it's gonna be fine. We'll see. And it's like it was really pretty peachy, pinkish color, very toned down. I think it'll go good with my skin color. I have some pink in my cheeks, so I think it'll bring it out. But yeah, that's the plan for that. I would go get that yarn and show it to you, but my husband woke up early again. So he's locked in that room. I told him he's not allowed to come out till I'm done. But yeah, I think that is it for my 2023 plans as of now. Everything changes. I'm not trying to like lock myself into anything. Like I said, most of these patterns I already own, and a lot of them I already have the yarn for, so I think those I will definitely be making unless I like get into it and hate it and end up frogging it, which does happen quite a bit. But I'm about, embrace the frog. It's fine. If it's not doing it for you, why slog through it? If you're not going to wear it, why waste the time on it? So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Positive vibes for the New Year's, guys. I'm excited. I think, knock on wood, this is going to be a good year. I hope it's a good year. We're going to make it a good year, right? We're going to make it a good year. We're going to put that out there. We're going to make it a good year. So, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you're interested to see how these patterns evolve and how I, handle actually making them, feel free to subscribe. And I generally do knitting podcasts every 2 weeks or so, and I give, updates on everything I'm doing and the whole 9 yards. So thanks for stopping by. Have a fantastic new year. I will see you guys soon. Bye for now.